What is up, guys? Welcome to Beerfield Fantasy Football Shots. I am your host at Hot BFF with 2Ps. This is a special edition. This was not planned content, but I felt like the XFL announcement today definitely deserved a little bit of a special video, some special content. So we're going to give you a primer of everything you need to know about the XFL and what today's announcement is. First off, what is the XFL? So it's making a comeback. The XFL is a league that was originally launched in 2001 by Vince McMahon and Dick Ebersol of NBC. The idea was to put an NFL competitor on the field, and it failed pretty miserably. It failed because they tried to cross over WWE talent, which made it kind of hard to take seriously. The quality of play that was put on the field was not necessarily great. Rule set wasn't necessarily great. There's just a lot that went wrong with that league. For more on that, check out ESPN's 30 for 30. It's really good. But as far as the press conference today, I'm going to walk you through that, kind of give you an everything you need to know prep. So the league's set to kick off in 2020. The intro video suggested there's going to be a lot of everything you like about the NFL in this, but they're going to try to improve it. They're going to try to make it better. So pace of play, safety, going to be a focus. They're going to try to keep social issues and political issues out, at least off the field. They're going to take a lot of fan input when it comes to making these rules, as well as input from medical professionals and input from NFL people, from football people, which they didn't do last time. Vince just kind of thought he knew what he was doing and went in there and tried to run the whole thing. So they're going to try to do it right this time. They're giving themselves 2 years to get it right versus just slapping it together and running it out there like they did last time. So that's definitely good to see. It sounds like they learned something from this. It's supposed to be shorter, faster pace, though. Vince said he wants the games to be about 2 hours versus the 3.5 that an NFL game typically runs. Mentioned as a way to do that, potentially eliminating eliminating halftime, but he's going to get some NFL people in to try to figure out how to do that. Football people, and to figure out how to do that, as well as take fan feedback and what do they want to see. It's going to be 8 teams, 40-man roster, 10 games, plus a postseason. As far as the schedule goes, starting in late February, so it sounds like, or in February to late January, so it sounds like he's going to try to slide this thing in, probably in between the Super Bowl and the start of baseball season, when there's really nothing going on other than the NBA and the NHL, being in the dog days of their seasons. So that could be really good. It sounds like it's good timing to actually do it if you want it to draw people. One thing about the rosters I wasn't so sure about. He was asked specifically about Johnny Manziel after making a statement about how the quality of the player is not going to supersede the quality of the person. He doesn't want felons in his league. He doesn't want people with criminal history in his league. So he said that even a DUI could be enough to keep you off the field, and that's going to preclude Johnny Manziel. To me, that's kind of a weird decision, because what you're going to be relying on as a talent pool here is guys that washed out of the NFL, guys that weren't good enough to make the NFL, or guys that have been blackballed by the NFL. And if you take out people that might have a criminal record, you lose a lot of talent pool due to that blackballing, and you're going to need stars to draw people's attention to this league. You're going to need people that people will watch to see them. That's what's going to draw them in, and then you got to hope to hold on to them and keep them. Yes, there are people out there that maybe won't necessarily be felons that could do that, like Robert Griffin III, like Colin Kaepernick, that still don't have NFL jobs, but it definitely shrinks that talent pool. So I think that was a little bit questionable. Said that players are going to be expected to abide by the rules, that they'll know what it is when they come in, when he was asked about standing for the national anthem and kneeling. So it sounds like he's going to try to keep a WWE-style, clinch on this, as far as how he expects people and players to conduct themselves. He did say he was going to keep his hands off of the operation, though. He's going to leave that to NFL people. Part of the reason the original XFL failed, so that's really good to see. Focus is going to be on the quality of play. They're going to spend the next 3 years figuring this out. There will be no WWE brand crossover, so hopefully it's taken a little bit more seriously, because the WWE crossover, while he tried to use it to help them, I think hurt them a lot. Vince is not going to be the focal point. He actually said you may never see him again after today's announcement. That's also a good thing. Distance this league from WWE. Try to make it its own thing, make it its own entity, its own monster, if you will. There's not going to be any franchises. The 8 teams are going to be owned by the XFL to start. And then I guess if it grows, that may change. But right now, it's all going to be owned by the XFL. and they're going to be targeting areas with existing facilities. That's the most anybody got out of him as far as where these teams might be. So you could think places like maybe San Diego that lost their team, and Oakland, who's going to be losing their team, and places that have existing facilities, which thankfully is almost everywhere because of colleges and that type of thing. So, but they haven't exactly figured out how that's going to run or where that's going to be. So there's a lot more to come over the next 2 years. That's just kind of what was announced today. Don't believe I had any real questions come in on Twitter about this. I think the one question I did have was, is He Hate Me going to be involved? It's Rod Smart. He is long out of the league. So that being said, I think we're going to wrap this one up for now. Stay tuned to Beerfield Fantasy Football, as I will be sure to keep you updated on any XFL news. You can find that podcast on Google Play, iTunes, and wherever podcasts are sold or downloadable for free. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your offseason, and let's go Eagles in the Super Bowl.